Beneath the relentless hum of civilization, beneath the symphony of commerce and the static of information, there is a profound and ancient silence. It is not an absence of sound, but a presence. A field of pure awareness that has watched empires rise from dust and return to it. It has observed the birth of stars and the cooling of planets, and it watches now as the grand human experiment unfolds in a state of collective hypnosis. The hidden tragedy of our time is not war or poverty or ecological collapse. These are merely symptoms. The root affliction is that the vast majority of us are asleep. We are born into a dream, we live our lives defending it, and we die without ever once opening our true eyes. This is not a metaphor. It is a diagnosis of the human condition. The prison that confines us is not made of steel or stone. It is constructed from the very substance of our thoughts. It is an architecture of belief, a labyrinth of conditioning, a matrix woven from language, memory, and desire. It does not need walls, for it is guarded by the most effective warden in the universe, the ego. That small, frightened ghost in the machine that we call I, this ego, this bundle of stories and labels, is a master illusionist. Its primary trick is to convince you that you are a separate, isolated entity in a world of other separate entities. It defines you by your past, your possessions, your achievements, and the opinions of others. It thrives on comparison, on fear, and on an insatiable hunger for more validation, more security, more pleasure. And society as a whole is a grand conspiracy to keep this illusion intact. From the moment we are born, we are downloaded with the operating system of our culture. We are given a name, a religion, a nationality. We are taught what to value, what to fear, what success looks like. This is not a malicious plot, but an emergent property of a collective that is itself asleep. As the psychologist Carl Jung noted, most people live as puppets of unseen forces, their lives directed by unconscious drives and archetypes they never stop to examine. The systems of our world are built to perpetuate this state. They thrive on our distraction. Consider the modern Colosseum of bread and circuses. The Roman emperors understood that a populace distracted by cheap food and spectacular entertainment would never question the loss of their freedom. Today, the circus is a 24/7 spectacle beamed directly into our minds. It is the endless scroll of social media, the binge-worthy streaming series, the celebrity gossip, the tribal warfare of politics. It is a masterfully designed engine of distraction, built to capture our most precious resource, our attention, because in silence, in stillness, the questions might begin to arise. Who am I really? What is the purpose of all this? Is this all there is? These questions are dangerous to the established order of the dream. So the volume is turned up, the pace is quickened, and we are kept running on a hamster wheel of desire and consumption, too busy and too exhausted to look within. We are offered a counterfeit freedom, the freedom to choose between 100 brands of soda or a handful of political candidates. As the philosopher Noam Chomsky observed, the smart way to maintain control is to allow a very lively debate within a strictly limited spectrum of acceptable opinion. This gives the illusion of free thought. The trap does the same for consciousness. It allows you to pursue 1,000 worldly goals, but it renders the one question that truly matters, the question of your own ultimate nature, invisible. It is a cage with a painted-on horizon. You can explore every corner of your cell, believing you are roaming free, never realizing the bars are the very thoughts you use to perceive the world. This understanding is not new. It is the central, explosive secret at the heart of nearly every great spiritual tradition. Over 2 millennia ago, Plato gave us the allegory of the cave, describing prisoners who have spent their entire lives watching shadows on a wall, mistaking them for reality. When one is freed and sees the true world, he is blinded by the light, and when he returns to tell the others, they mock him. They prefer the comfort of their familiar illusions. We are the prisoners in that cave. In the East, the mystics of India have long spoken of Maya, the cosmic illusion, the powerful force that makes the phenomenal world appear solid and real, causing us to forget our true nature as Brahman, the infinite, undivided consciousness. The 8th century sage Adi Shankara declared it with stark clarity. Brahman is the only truth. The world is illusory. The word Buddha itself means the awakened one. When asked who he was, the man we call Buddha did not say he was a god or a prophet. He simply replied, "I am awake." The implication is that everyone else is asleep, lost in the dream of craving and aversion, bound to the wheel of samsara, the endless cycle of suffering and rebirth, fueled by ignorance of reality's true nature. The Gnostics, the mystical heretics of early Christianity, went even further. They taught that the material world itself was a prison, a flawed creation fashioned by a lesser, ignorant god called the demiurge. They saw human souls as divine sparks of light trapped in the darkness of matter, and believed that salvation could only be achieved through gnosis, direct, experiential knowledge of the divine truth within. The theme is universal, echoing through Hermeticism, Sufism, and countless other esoteric paths. There is a false reality, the trap, and there is a hidden, true reality. The key that unlocks the door from one to the other is awakening. So how do we know if we are still caught in this trap? The signs are subtle, for they have become our normal. Your mind is a relentless commentator, a constant stream of judgments, worries, and plans you cannot turn off. Silence is uncomfortable, even threatening. Your sense of well-being is a puppet of external events. A compliment elevates you, a criticism devastates you. There is a persistent, low-level anxiety, a feeling of never being enough or having enough. You cling fiercely to your identity, your career, your beliefs, your social group, and react with anger when they are challenged. You are a refugee from your own inner world, constantly seeking the next distraction, the next hit of stimulation, because being alone with yourself feels empty. If these descriptions resonate, it is not a cause for despair, but for hope. The first step in escaping a prison is to realize you are in one. The path to liberation, the process of awakening, does not begin by fighting the world. It begins by mastering the instrument that perceives it, your own consciousness. The first and most crucial practice is the cultivation of inner silence. The incessant noise of the mind is the frequency that holds the dream state in place. Through practices like meditation, you learn to step back and simply observe your thoughts without identifying with them. In this act of observation, a profound shift occurs. You begin to realize you are not your thoughts. You are the silent, spacious awareness in which the thoughts appear and disappear. This is the discovery of the witness, a glimpse of your true self. As this inner silence deepens, it must be carried out into your daily life. Develop the practice of self-remembering. As you walk, as you work, as you speak, periodically check in. Notice, I am here, I am aware. This simple act pierces the veil of mechanical, unconscious living. It brings you into the present moment, the only place where reality can be directly experienced. This is the essence of mindfulness. It is not about stopping thoughts, but about no longer being lost in them. You become the lucid dreamer who knows they are dreaming, and in that knowing, you gain a new freedom. Then comes the practice of detachment. This does not mean becoming cold or indifferent. It means untangling your sense of self from the transient things of the world. Enjoy life's pleasures, Engage in its activities, love its people, but hold them with an open hand. Recognize that everything in the world of form is impermanent. It arises, it stays for a while, and it passes away. The ego trap works through attachment and aversion, making you desperately cling to what you have and fearfully run from what you dislike. Detachment cuts these strings. You still participate fully in the dance of life, but you are no longer a slave to its outcomes. Your peace comes from within, unshakable by the winds of fortune. Finally, and most powerfully, engage in the art of self-inquiry. Ask the ultimate question, who am I? This was the core teaching of the great sage Ramana Maharshi. Turn your attention inward and seek the source of the I thought. You are not your body, which changes. You are not your mind, which is a stream of fleeting thoughts. You are not your roles or your history. So who are you? Do not look for a verbal answer. The mind cannot grasp what is beyond the mind. Follow the question into the silent depths of your being. In that stillness, in the gap between thoughts, a revelation can dawn, an experiential recognition of your true nature as pure, timeless, formless consciousness. This is gnosis. This is awakening. Be warned, however, of a final, subtle trap, the spiritual ego. It is easy to accumulate spiritual concepts and theories, to talk about non-duality or chakras, and believe this makes you awake. This is merely constructing a more elaborate, gilded cage. True awakening is a demolition, not a renovation. It is a fundamental shift in identity from the person to the presence. It is visceral, not conceptual. It is felt in the marrow of your being. As you walk this path, challenges will arise. The ego, sensing its own demise, will fight back. It will flood you with doubt, fear, and old habits. Parts of your life may fall away. But every obstacle is a part of the path. Every dragon you face is a guardian of a deeper treasure within yourself. Awakening is not a single event but a gradual dawning, and with it, your experience of life will transform. You will begin to notice moments of profound connection, where the illusion of separation dissolves and you feel a deep unity with all of existence. Synchronicities, or meaningful coincidences, will appear more frequently, as if the universe is communicating with you, guiding you. Your intuition will sharpen. A deep sense of peace will become your baseline state. You will act in the world not from a place of lack and fear, but from a wellspring of love and wisdom. You have not escaped the world. You have woken up within it. You realize the trap was only ever a dream of separation, and you, the dreamer, are and always have been free. Now, the choice falls to you. You can hit the snooze button and continue with the familiar dream. Or you can answer the call that you have felt deep within, the quiet whisper that tells you there is something more. The universe is not asking you to become someone new. It is inviting you to remember who you have always been. Wake up.